Hey y'all, welcome back to the crazy. It's Leslie with Fat Cat Flossing, and today is Wednesday, I think it's May 10th, 2023, and I am here for another FlossTube. I think this is FlossTube number 140. That's a lot of video. Welcome back. I appreciate you coming by to visit with me, whether this is your first time or if you are a returning crazy person. And I am still stupid tired. I have 2 litters of kittens now. And let's see, Swampy's babies were 2 weeks old yesterday. They're doing great, other than Swampy doesn't have a whole lot of milk, which means that I am topping them up about 4 or 5 times a day with a bottle, which takes a lot of time. And then Spicy had her babies yesterday morning, starting around 5 o'clock. So I've been, up every hour around the clock to check on her for the last week. But she had 5 little ones. Unfortunately, 1 didn't make it, but she has 4 surviving babies that are doing well. And so far they're looking great. And then Heart is due next week. But the principal cause of my sleep loss, stand by one. Come here, Tucky, come here. Tucky, come here. Tucker. Tucky, 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 Tucky. Tucker. Hi, there's my boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Here's my big old baby. Can y'all believe how much he's grown? He was 11 weeks old on Sunday. My sweet boy. And he's just as sweet as he can be. He's a big old mama's boy you've ever seen. He wants to chew on everything. Nothing can now live on the bottom shelves of my desk. He's destroyed a whole box of envelopes. You know, the ones with the peel and stick back, so they're not the cheap ones. And then he got a box of business cards from my cattery and ate quite a few Bumblebee Berman's business cards and threw the rest of them around and messed them up because he's a badness boy. But he's so sweet and I'm crazy about him. I love him to pieces. Our best night ever was 2 nights ago when I only got up with him twice during the night. Last night he was up every hour. He is the drinkingest puppy I have ever seen. He loves to drink. And that means he pees a lot. So he wants, no chewing mama's shirt. No bites. We've got a ways to go on the training. But anyway, here's Tucker. He's a sweetheart. He goes in this Friday to get his next series of shots. He was 12.5 pounds at the last go round. I think he'll be close to 20 pounds this time. Anyway, he's my sweetest boy. There he is. Follow on Instagram to see more Tucker pictures. Oh, I'm sorry, baby boy. Mommy didn't mean to drop you. And he's so clumsy. Good Lord, he's clumsy. Anyway, I have no other significant life update other than I'm sleep deprived. I'm starting to have kittens late in the spring, but they are arriving, and my puppy is growing like a weed. So anyway, now we can talk about cross stitch. I did get some finishes done. Yay me, because I think I had 34, 35 whips. The exact number escapes me right now because I have slept some since then and I've forgotten. But I wanted to get that number down some. So I have finished a couple of my ongoing whips. And somewhere here, I showed y'all last time we visited, I think it was 3 weeks ago, but something like that, that I had finished Cow Pile from Plum Street Samplers and started on somewhere in here. There it is. Snort Stack. And yay! I finally got this finished. I think I've been working on this since, I think, 2019. Here it is. There we go. All done. I had considered adding another one to this, but I think I'm going to call it quits there. She's got lots of other animal stacks patterns out, but I really like the farm animals one. And so I think I'm going to quit and frame this as is. This is 1/2 on 36 count honey from Hand Dyed Happiness. And it is just miscellaneous cotton flosses. Most of them are probably Victorian motto, but they're just miscellaneous cottons, and there it is. I'm very happy with it. So now, after the obligatory FlossTube pose, I just need to get it framed. Did y'all see I ironed? I ironed because it's going to go in my project roll. I do like to iron before I put them in there. So that was one finish. And I'm sorry, my hair's been down on my face and it's driving me nuts. This was living in the same bag as the animal stacks, because it is one. This is Tired Trio, also from Plum Street Samplers. And because I was trying to clear out some of my project bags, whoops, this is right set up. There they are, little sloths. And this is 40 count. I believe this is My Little Dove from XQ Designs, I believe. And it's 1/2, other than the faces. The faces are 1/1, with miscellaneous cottons on that 36 count. And these are going to be our giveaways today, both God, y'all, I'm tired and stupid. Tired Trio, and then I'm going to give away the farm animal stacks, all 5 patterns, as one bundle. So those will be some of our giveaways, and we'll revisit that in a minute. And then I don't think I had started this yet the last time we visited, but I had told y'all that I was going to start the blue work pears from Beez. I love Beez. And I started this one over here, the Birds blue work pear. And this one, if I can find my floss, this one is 1/2 on a miscellaneous 40 count. I don't know what the linen is. It's an off-white from my stash. God knows it wasn't labeled. But I did get that finished. And it is stitched with this Floramel silk. Just one strand. 1/2 full cross on 40 count. I think it's very cute. And it's going to be interesting when I do try to finish that. I've never finished a pear. So it'll be interesting to do a dimensional pear finish. I am not giving this one away yet because I want to do the other pears. So that one's going back in my project bag. I think the next one, I've also got the red work pears pattern that Beez released last year. And I think I'm going to do a red one next. And I'm going to, this is 40 count Mocha Beige from XQ. And I don't know which one of these red silks I'm going to use, but I'm going to do one of the red work pears. Oh, crap. Sorry, I have to rescue this before Tucker gets it, because he does love to chew things up. Anyway, that's kind of crossing over into plans, but that's my plan, is to start one of those fairly soon. We'll see how things go. Y'all know plans are very flexible for me. That's another nice way of saying that I never do what I say I'm going to do. Okay, and then I had one more finish. And I started this, I think 2 years ago, but I don't actually remember when. This is When Flowers Blossom from Brenda Gervais, and it is such a pretty, pretty pattern. And this is, I know I had a floss tag in here somewhere. I thought I did. I believe this is 36 count color and cotton driftwood, I believe. If that's not correct, I will put it in the show notes. But I did finish this. Hold on, let me find my board. I guess I'm gonna have to break down and have to use it. I hate using board. I'm really clumsy with it. But so you don't see the light through things, I guess that's the only way to do it. There we go. I didn't use any of the call for. These are all miscellaneous silk flosses from my stash. And I also changed the verbiage up here. I wasn't crazy about the when the flower blossoms, the bee comes, whatever the quote is. So I It's very unsophisticated of me, but I love poetry by Emily Dickinson, and she was a 19th century American poet. Most of her works were published posthumously, but they're very simple and evocative to me. And I chose an opening line from one of her poems, and it says, "The flower must not blame the bee that seeketh his felicity." And I just thought that was cool. You know, the bee is seeking out the flower just because he's beautiful. So there's my finish of that one. This one I do plan to frame if and when I get around to it. Sooner or later. Oh, I don't know if I said that I think is 36 count. It's a color and cotton, and I believe the name of it is driftwood, but I may not be correct on that. I will put it in the show notes if that is not correct. And those are all just miscellaneous cotton flosses from my stash, which I can now add back to my stash. I didn't show you the flosses for the Animal Stacks and Tired Trio because I had a cleaning frenzy one day last week when I decided my desk was a bigger mess than I could stand, and I actually put them away. But now this project bag and these flosses can be put away somewhere, maybe. Okay, and then I worked some on whips, and when I'm tired, I am frequently, let's say I'm not real focused real often. But the first week after we visited last time, I did have some degree of focus. And, you know, I had talked about wanting to work for a week at a time on some of my bigger projects and samplers and such, and try to make some significant progress. And towards that end, and it was Easter week, which I thought was a good week to work on this. This is Eau Marie from Reflets de Soie. And this is a picture of the original sampler. There is not a picture of the reproduction. This is 36 count, color this cotton, desert taupe, I believe. And I worked for, I believe, 8 days on this. I think there was one of those days maybe that I didn't get anything done because we were gone. But I did actually make some measurable progress. I don't know how people do this and are so organized with it, because I am not. When I started, I had the basket of flowers and about this much-ish of the border. Oh, and I think I had this here. But I have extended the border to where I am about halfway done with the border. I need to add, I think I have 3 more flowers, and then the border starts back down. This banner is all the way across. I do not enjoy that border, but it's very pretty. I just am not crazy about doing it. But I'm very happy with how she's looking. Other than the face is stitched exactly as charted, and I don't love it. It's just a weird expression. I am not intelligent enough to figure out how to rechart it. If any of you are and would like to, I would love to see what you have to work with. But, you know, I made good progress. Her robe is done on both sides. I just need to fill in down the bottom. But I got to where it was a logical stopping point for when I come back to it. Like I said, there is another banner, oh good Lord, that runs across the bottom underneath Mary. And I am down to where that starts on this side. And then I think I have 3 more roses over here and then come down. And then there's a bunch of little hoop-de-doos there in the middle. But Eau Marie from Reflets de Soie, 36 count color and cotton desert taupe with miscellaneous silk flosses from my stash. I did just convert that to silks. And what I do when I'm going to do that is I get out my DMC card and pull the DMC, and then I go looking for a silk floss that looks relatively equivalent. And I'm sorry, I have to roll you back up, baby, because you're going to go away for a while. Be a while before she comes back out for another visit, because like I said, I'm trying to take all of the bigger projects and give them about a week. There's all of my silks. This card is Caucasian Silk Tones from Rainbow Gallery, and I like it for doing faces. Anyway, those are my silks. And Oh Marie will go away for a while again. And then I pulled out, this is Tudor Bee from the Blue Flower, and I started this, I believe, spring before last, if I remember correctly. And it also is being done with miscellaneous silks from my stash. And I have a good stash of silk, but I've been collecting silk floss for a long time. And I belong to a Silk of the Month club, which helps enhance that pretty regularly. But here's my progress on, I swear to God, I don't understand how people do it, on Tudor Bee. And what I need to get, I have some of those little clippies somewhere in this room. Who knows? I need to get them out though. What I have accomplished is on this side, I had the honeycomb here done, but I have done this little bit of vine and this flower. And you can see I've got a loose thread from where I quit. But there's my progress on Tudor Bee. It's so pretty. And that one is going to come back out. I'm probably going to, I would like to say I was going to work on it until I am finished. I'm going to work on it some more. I don't know that I will keep it out until I finish. But I have hope. It's important to have hope. Oops, I've got patterns laying all over the place. And then, I don't even know what there it is. I started this, I believe I started this February 19th of 2022 with the plan that I would finish it February 19th of this year because that was my mom's birthday. This is what remains from Blackbird Designs. It was a limited release from Traditional Stitches in Calgary, but it is now available. It was a market release, I believe, last year. And I had started this in remembrance of my mom, and I'm going to alter this. I don't know if, what I'm probably going to do is add another line underneath here with her name and dates on it. But it's such a beautiful little sampler. And anyway, I had started it last year. I'm really scattered today, y'all. I'm so sorry. I started it last February with the plan that I would finish it on her birthday this year. And I was in the throes of trying to stitch the piece I did for, oh God, y'all, for my son's wedding. So I didn't stop to work on it this February. But now my plan is to finish it next February. So I pulled this out night before last, and I didn't accomplish a lot, but I accomplished something. And I added the peacock. I still have to fill in his feathers, but I got most of the peacock done night before last. And so there's where I am on it. This is a 36 count. It's a Picture This Plus. I think it's Heartland. Let's see if I wrote it down. Yes, 36 count Picture This Plus Heartland. And these are, again, miscellaneous silks from my silk stash. And I'm very happy with how that's looking. This is probably going to be what I work on again this week, make a little more progress on it. Sorry, I have to put them away or it'll be the biggest mess ever. I did make a change. The flower on here it is charted to be stitched in 2 different colors in vertical lines, alternating the colors, and I changed that and just used a variegated silk for the whole flower. So that will come back out for some more work, hopefully tonight. And then I had one more thing, and this was a new start. My best friend Charlotte's birthday is in July, about a week after mine. And this is from the spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And this is Friends Are Flowers from Lucy Beam. And I thought that was really pretty. So I have started this for Char's birthday. Here's the board. And here's where I am. And I just need to get this finished. You know, her birthday is the 3rd week of July, so I just need to have it finished by then. But I think I've only worked on it 3 or maybe 4 nights. But that's where I am on it. This is 32 count weeks red pear, and it's on the older base, so it is a very loose weave. I don't mind, especially with silk, doing 1/2 on most 32 counts, but I tried it on this and the coverage was just too sparse. So while I do not enjoy doing 2/2, this is a small pattern, and the 2/2 looked much better on this particular linen than 1/2 did. So it is 2/2, 32 count weeks red pear with miscellaneous cotton flosses from Stash. And I've just pulled from my miscellaneous cottons. I do stitch in the called for flosses sometimes, but as I've gotten older and lazier and older and poorer, I do not order as many, you know, of the call for. And, you know, after you've stitched with the call fors for a lot of years, you have a lot of floss, and, you know, you don't want to buy a new skein of floss every time for everything. So most of the time I try to kit from Stash if I can. So I feel like I buzzed through those in a really big hurry because we're only 22 minutes in and I got through a lot of stuff. Excuse me a second. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. My plan is to start one of the red work pairs. And I'm sorry, I didn't pull that. That pattern is in my stash somewhere, and I did not pull it out. So I'm going to start one of those. I'm going to keep working on some of my whips. I have to finish up fairly soon the one for my friend Charlotte because I need to get it finished for her birthday. The other thing I plan to start about, I don't know, last summer some point when I wasn't stitching because I needed to have surgery on my arm. Niecy Lynn had started, not a round robin, but anyway, she forwarded the pattern to somebody and that person forwarded the pattern to me, and I'm supposed to forward it on when I'm done with it. So since I have procrastinated on this for at least 6 months, and I think longer than that, I am going to start Bittersweet Season from HeartStrings. And then I will be passing this on to the next person on Niecy Lynn's list. And I just have to contact her and find out who gets it. I pulled what I had of the call for. It does call for several Krynics and some Mill Hill beads. And I checked my stock of Krynic, and thank God I didn't have them. So instead of using Krynic, I have ordered the comparable Petite Treasure braid from the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. And by the way, they are a wonderful LNS. I always put their contact information in the show notes. And if you need to do a mail order of any kind, I cannot recommend them highly enough. They are so responsive and just wonderful about that kind of thing. Like, for instance, I called a couple days ago and talked to Sherry and said, hey, this is the deal. These are the Krynics it calls for. Can you convert them for me? And they're going to convert them for me and send them. Now, I've got some other stuff coming too that I'm waiting on an order. Some stuff to come in that they've ordered for me from Hoffman. But as soon as those flosses come in, I will be starting Bittersweet season, so I can get that sent on to the next person that it's supposed to be going to. So I think that's my plans. I do have a couple of things I need to mention. Last year, I don't think I ever showed this. This was from, April. Maybe I did, because it's from April of last year. If I didn't show it, I'm going to show it now. If I did, you're going to see it a second time. I had done a giveaway, and Faye Geiger had gotten a pattern from me, and she turned around and sent me this cute little wool fully kitted thing, and then Blessings Be Thine from Blackbird Designs, and she said that I could forward them on. So I am going to forward on Blessings Be Thine, because I have this already and I don't need two. God knows I don't have time to stitch one of everything I have, much less two. I'm keeping the wool. So thank you, Faye. I apologize that it has taken me so long to show that, but anyway, thank you again. If I send you something, you don't ever need to feel the need to turn around and send something back to me, but I sure do appreciate it. So we're going to add that to the stack of giveaways for today. And then Connie Van Camp, I just went out to the mailbox one day, I think it was last week or the week before, and there was a little package from Connie with a really sweet little note, and she had sent several patterns that she said I could keep or give away. So I'm going to keep the wee Santas, because I think those are adorable, and they will make great little ornaments for my grandson. So thank you very much, Connie. And she also sent, this is, I can't remember what it's called. I think maybe Snowflakes Pincushion from Shepherd's Bush. And she has used the guts of it, but it's the pattern in there. Jolly Happy Soul from Brenda Gervais. And Little Red Barn from Farmhouse, from Little House Needleworks. So, I've got some giveaways already for today, but these are going to be added to the stuff giveaways soon down the line. So thank you very much, Connie. I'm happy to share your largesse with other folks. I appreciate it very much. Okay. I'm ashamed to show this because it's so dusty and I haven't dusted it off. This typically hangs right back here, like right there. And somebody had seen it on my last video and asked what it is. This is Joyful Summer, and I think it is Country Cottage Needleworks. If it's not Country Cottage, it's Little House. But I believe it's a Country Cottage Needleworks pattern. And I finished this, I don't think I dated this one, probably 3 years ago. But it is a happy stitch. It is a happy thing to look at. That's why it hangs right in front of me. It's bright and cheerful, and it's simple, but it's sweet and happy. I love it. So Joyful Summer from Country Cottage Needleworks, I think. But if you Google that, you should be able to find it. Okay, and that brings me to haul. I've been much better lately, y'all. I got 4 patterns, and these were part of my market order. They were just, she didn't have them in yet. So the Pretty in Pink Pin Keep from Stacy Nash. Spring Basket Pin Keep from Stacy Nash. And the Birds of a Feather Needle Book. This one I may not be able to resist starting fairly soon. That is so sweet. I love it. Also from Stacy Nash, by the way. And then Brenda Gervais, My Home Sweet Home. And those all came from the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. Because, like I said, they're wonderful. And then she did not have this one in stock, and I've watched the stitch along with this. This is a Stitcher's Garden from Tiny Modernist. I just love that basket. Whatever this is with the house and the flowers. I am not entirely certain whether I'm just going to do that and make it into a small, or if I'm going to do the entire thing. But the colors in it, it's very much like Joyful Summer in that it's just bright and happy, and I love it. So I ordered that, and I also got a copy of this week's, or this year's, cookbook from Nashville Needlework Market. Primarily because there is both a Blackbird Designs and a Shepherd's Bush small in here that I wanted. But there are also some good recipes. So anyway, and these came from an Etsy shop that I don't remember the name of now, but I will link it below. And then I belong to Farm Girl Loves Goats, Michelle Rudy, her Patreon. And once a quarter, she sends out a fat quarter of linen to her patrons. And this is this quarter's linen. This is 40 count. She calls it bisque. It's a very pretty grayish type neutral. And then she also included a couple of colors of floss. And these are Blue Corn and Pea Pod, both from Classic Colorworks. So yeah, Classic Colorworks. So thank you, Michelle. So that'll go into my linen stash. That's all. That's all of my stuff anyway. We do have some giveaways. I am working through my backlog of giveaways, and I apologize to everybody that I did not get stuff out to last year. When I couldn't stitch anymore, I just let it all go. Didn't want to look at it, didn't want to mess with it, said screw it, and I didn't mess with it for a year. But now I am, so I'm trying to catch up. So if you had sent me an email because you had won something, I have sent you an email that says, I'm sorry I've forgotten, and here's your stuff is coming. I have 3 or 4 that I have not been able, or maybe 5 or 6, that I haven't been able to find an email from the people. I don't know if it's because I just can't find it or because they never emailed me. But that's one of my projects for later today, is I'm going to keep looking for that. And if I can find mailing stuff, I'm going to mail it out to the original person who won it. If I cannot find it, I am going to I'm not going to chase people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to chase people. But if you sent me your mailing address as requested, which means it came to my email and you put FlossTube in the subject line, then that stuff is coming out to folks. If you didn't email me or you didn't put FlossTube in the subject line, I'll search by your name. But if your email address has no relation to your actual name, I'm kind of SOL on finding it. But I will do my best, and those things will be mailed out. If I can't find them, they'll just be given away again in future videos. Okay, from our last video, we had several giveaways. And one of those was Garden Fair from Annie Beez. And the winner for this one is Judy Cochet. Anyway, Judy, please email me at lesliedhurley@gmail.com. My email will be in the drop down below. Sometimes it takes me several hours to get it done after the video posts, but look there, email me, put FlossTube in the subject line so I can search for it, and I will get this mailed out to you ASAP. The next one I had to give away was the Stitch or Die pincushion from HeartStrings Samplery. And I used the random comment picker. I put in whatever keyword I've given you and hit search, and it blah, 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 and spits out whichever one it spits out at me. And it spit out Hildy Perry. So Hildy, please email me. I think I have sent you something previously, but please email me again. FlossTube in the subject line with your mailing address, and I will get this sent to you. And then lastly, I finished, This Is the Day from Plum Street Samplers. And the keyword for this one was rejoice. And the random comment picker spit out Vanna Pfeiffer, of all people. Y'all, if you don't watch Vanna, I don't know what you're doing with your life. And she has the most wonderful tutorials for doing stuff. I use them frequently when I actually try to finish things. But she is wonderful and so generous about sharing her finishing knowledge with folks. And she's just a really nice lady. So, Vonna, I am thrilled to send this to you. Email me, lesliedhurley@gmail.com. It's in the drop down. Send me your mailing address and I'll get this on the way to you. And then lastly, I'm sorry, Lisa, I am, as usual, a day late and $1 short. This is a 2023 book a day, so you're only going to get to use it for half the year. But Lisa Wiley, if you will send me your mailing address, I will get this sent to you. Okay, I think that's pretty well caught up on previous giveaways. Now we can do giveaways for this week. Yeah, let me write down these words. If you want to be entered to win Blackbird Designs, Blessings Be Thine. And again, this was a gift to me from Faye Geiger. Thank you, Faye. And I'm going to pass it along because I have a copy. But if use the word blessings, BLESSINGS. You don't have to use a sentence or anything. Just use the word. I just searched by that random word in the comment picker. Blessings. If you want to be entered to win When Flowers Blossom, please use the word blossom, BLOSSOM. Writing them down so I don't have to watch myself because I hate watching myself. Okay. If you want to be entered to win Tired Trio from Plum Street Samplers, let's use the word trio, TRIO. And then lastly, this is the set of the 5 animal stacks. Snort stack, cow pile, goat load, hen peck, and sheep heap. All 4 of them. I'm sorry, all 5 of them. I can't count. Let's say Plum Street, 2 words, PLUMSTREET. And then next time, when I'm back, we'll see who gets all 5 of those. That, I think, is it. 37 minutes, which not too bad for all I ran through, like my hair was on fire. Thanks for coming back to visit with me. I sure appreciate it. I got to go do some chores now. I hope you'll come back soon. I hope I'll have something to show. My plan, as always, is to be back in 2 weeks. Realistically, maybe that's a month. We'll see. But I look forward to visiting with you again soon. I hope you have wonderful Mother's Day coming up. I hope that you're having a good time with your family and doing what you enjoy. And hope you're enjoying your stitching. And I hope that you are all richly blessed. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.